In this video, we're going to be talking about how to divide decimals. Now again, just like in the multiplication video, our students can reference their chart in their interactive notebook. And what that is going to tell them to do is that whenever you divide decimals, the rule with decimal division is that your divisor, so the number outside the house, this is your divisor, this is your dividend, your divisor has to be a whole number. So right now I'm working with 482 divided by 1 2/10. This is a mixed number because it has a whole number and a part of a number. I cannot start my division yet. I have to first make sure that this is a whole number. So the way I do that is by multiplying by powers of 10. So technically, when I move this decimal over 1, because that's as many times, I'm going to have to move that decimal to the right as many times as I need to in order to make this number a whole number. So I've just made this number 12. What I really did was multiply 1 2/10 times 10. That moved that decimal over once and I got 12. Now I have to do to my dividend what I've done to my divisor. So if I moved it once in my divisor, when I move it in my dividend, I have to find my decimal, which is of course is always to the right of the ones, and I have to also move it once. So now I am finally ready to solve. So this would be the problem that I'm solving. And this, just like multiplication, once you've set it up, you solve using the standard algorithm. Something important that we don't want to forget is that as soon as we rewrite it here, we want to go ahead and bring up our decimal to where we moved it. So I know my decimal is going to be here in my answer. So no number times 12 gives me 4. 4 times 12 gives me 48. Nothing times 12 gives me 2. And 1 times 12, and this would give me 8. So I have a remainder, and I write that as normal. So my answer would be 401, remainder 8. Or I could write it here as well. So the main thing to remember here is that your divisor cannot be a mixed number. Let's look at another example where, let's say it is already a whole number. So let's say I started with 52 and all right, so let's say I have this right here, and I'm dividing 31 89/100 by 52, just the whole number of 52. Well, I have to check my divisor. Is my divisor a whole number? Yes, it is, so I don't have to move the decimal anywhere. In this instance, I would just bring my decimal straight up. Just like regular decimal whole number division, it's very important that you have a digit above each digit in your dividend. And let's look at one more just to make sure we have it down. Let's say we had 42 and 5/10 divided by 5/10. So here, this is a little bit different than the first example because in our first example, our dividend did not have a decimal in it. So same rules apply. Is my divisor a whole number? No, it's not. It's a decimal, so I have to make it a whole number. How am I going to do that? I'm going to take my decimal and move it one time to the right, making it 5. Well, I can't forget about my dividend, so I have to also find this decimal, move it as many times as I move this decimal. My new decimal is here, and it's here. So when I rewrite, nice and neat, my decimal is here, I bring it up straight away, and I'm finally ready to solve. So upon solving, my answer would just be 85. And of course, because 85 is a whole number, when I actually rewrite it, I don't need to have that decimal right there, and my answer would be 85. So main thing with division, your divisor has to be a whole number. Once you've made it a whole number and you've done the same to your dividend, you bring that decimal straight up and you are ready to solve. If your divisor is already a whole number, then wherever it is in your dividend, you just bring it straight up and you're ready to go.